Hello, welcome back to Mario Kart Wii. We're in the last episode. We played through the Flower Cup on 150cc, and in this episode we're going to be playing through the Star Cup on 150cc, and we are going to be using Wario in the Piranha Prop. We used the I don't think we've used the Piranha Prop. Yes, we have. We used it in episode 6 as Donkey Kong. So we're going to use the Off-Roader. Main mission, of course, and we're going to be starting up the Star Cup. Let's do it. Okay, so, one thing, the topic of this episode is primarily going to be about Stranger Things, because one of the things that I did not do when I was in Hawaii was watch Stranger Things, obviously when I was in Hawaii. Stranger Things Season 3 came out, which is something I've been waiting for since March of 2018, because what happened is I came back from a competition, got sick, and then I decided, you know what, I'm just gonna be laying here all weekend. Let's watch a show that I've been meaning to watch for a while. I watched the first couple of Stranger Things. Immediately got freaking hooked. I binged almost the entire first season in one day. I finished it the next morning. Absolutely freaking fell in love with it. Then I watched season 2, not immediately because I recognized that once season 2 was done, I wouldn't have any more Stranger Things to watch. So I waited about a week to do it again, which I know it's not that much difference of a time, but still waited a week. And then I watched season 2, and I still really liked it. I didn't like all of it, primarily episode 7, because episode 7 was a terrible, horrible mistake that I don't know. Gladly, they wisely chose to move away from that in season 3, but we'll get to that in a second. But it wasn't as strong as season 1, but it was still a really, really good season, and I was really excited for season 3 if I can not run into the wall. Thank you very much. Unfortunately, I still have this red shell waiting for when Dry Bones inevitably passes me like that. Okay, you can either draft me and I can red shell you, or you can stay right behind me and I can red shell you. Either way, you get red shelled, and you miss your red shell because you're trash. Anyway, so when I got home, the first thing I did was after I showered and everything was boot up Stranger Things season 3, and okay, so the first 2 episodes are literal garbage. Like, they might be some of the worst television episodes I've ever watched in my entire life, because even see episode 7 from season 2, even episode 7 from season, also I'm gonna have to replay this one as well to get the star ranking, but whatever. Even that at least showed 11, like, improving with her powers. But these first 2 episodes are just, oh. So because it's still fairly new, I'm not going to go into any major I'm not going to go into any spoilers at all. But what I will say is that these first 2 episodes, and even the first 2.5, like the third episode, I just screwed myself over early. The third episode is like it's fine, it's decent, it's all right. It's like 6 or 7 out of 10 on the scale. But even episode 3 has some symptoms of the first 2 episodes. In that for whatever reason, those first 2 episodes focus so heavily on romance. Like, look, I was happy to see at the end of season 2 to see what happened to Snowball with, you know, Mike and Eleven and freaking Lucas and Lucas and Max. Why couldn't I not think of those 2 characters' names? Why did their names escape me? Lucas and Max. So I was happy to see those people get together. but I didn't want 2 entire episodes dedicated to their relationship problems. I gotta be honest, I didn't want to see that when I watched Stranger Things. Like, that's an added bonus, right? Like, to have that extra level of character is an added bonus, but it's not the entire focus of the show. So I watched the first 2 episodes, I was really freaking tempted to just stop watching altogether. That is how terrible those episodes were. They made me reconsider my decision to finish the season. But let me just say, I'm glad that I did not turn off the show, because my god, from episode 4 onwards, this season might just be the best of all. I mean, it isn't, just because of those first 2 episodes. They bring down the quality. Like, if the first 2 episodes were as good as the rest of the season, it would easily be better than season 1, easily, without a doubt. But because they're unfortunately not. And so instead, it's just the second best season, and it's really freaking good. Like, it's incredible what they do. Again, so I'm not going to go into any major plot details for spoiler purposes, but all you need to know really is anything that seems like it might not have a payoff, it has a payoff. Like, even there's a lot of stuff even in the first 2 episodes where I'm like, really? But every single thing had some kind of incredible payoff. And another thing, okay, so this isn't really a spoiler, but what I will say is a complaint someone had with the first 2 seasons is that the monster is too easily defeated. Like, 11 just has to exist and then the monster's defeated, which is fair because, you know, you just put her in front of whatever the monster is and you defeat it. Without any spoilers, I will say that does not happen this season. 11 does not just stand in front of the thing, use her powers, and then it goes away. So I was very happy to see that they drifted away from that, and they actually revolved on a little bit of teamwork to get the thing done. So I didn't spoil anything there, but someone's probably still going to say that I did. What you going to do, I suppose. So something my dad always told me when he watched Game of Thrones before it became terrible was that you almost couldn't keep track of how many things that were going on at any given time because there were so many characters. And while this season of Stranger Things isn't that level of insanity, there are I think there's, I mean, I have to rewatch the first seasons again because it's been a little while since I've seen them. But from what I remember, it seems like there are more storylines going on in this season than there were in the first 2. Now that does narrow as some of them start to, you know, cross paths with each other. But in like 4 or 5, I'd say, are when there's like 1, 2, 3, 4. Is there a 5th? There might be a 5th. 4 or 5 storylines going on at the same time, and it's like there's so much going on at the same time, and it's all like it's not a thing where it's like one storyline is. Or 2 storylines are great and the rest of them are trash. No, every single storyline, like, they cut between them, and, like, yes, you're like, no, I want to go back to that one, but then the next one starts up and it's like, oh, I like this too. It holds your attention throughout each episode, and it's just, it's so good. Like, I almost feel like I'm not even saying anything worthwhile because I'm just gushing endlessly by saying it is so good. But I honestly just, I guess a better way to put it would be just to list the negatives, and the only negatives I can really say are that those first 2 episodes exist. Beyond that, the season is just absolutely incredible, and I wish that Wiglet was affected by the spiny shield, but unfortunately it was not. The characters are all as strong as they were. I'm trying to think of maybe one that wouldn't be. No, they're all, yeah, they are. Actually, no, there is one complaint that I have. Oh, well, sorry, I need to talk about something else. Erica. Erica was freaking incredible. Like, I knew that Erica was going to be a bigger part in the season. I didn't expect her to be as good as she was. Like, I expected that she was going to be good. I didn't expect her to be as good as she was. Like, she was freaking incredible and hilarious throughout the entire thing. So I was very impressed with the new characters that they added. But they treat the old characters with respect and also added some new characters that felt right at home. So I was very happy with all that. What was I saying? Oh yeah, one minor complaint that I do have. One of the things I loved about Season 1 is that it was the core 4 party, if you will, that being Mike, Lucas, I almost just said Noah. Oh my God. I'm thinking them by their actors' names, not by their character names. Like, when I look at them, I recognize, yeah, that's Mike, but that's Finn Wolfhard, or yeah, that's Will, but it's Noah Schnapp. Things like that. Also, how far ahead of me is Mario? Because I am in second place, and I feel like I've been in here for a long time. We're gonna use mushrooms to get ahead. Okay, let's just speed through this now. There's no chance of me catching up to him. Yeah, he's way the heck up there. My God. Yeah, but like, one of the things that I really like is that the fact that the core four, Mike, Lucas, Dustin, and Will, got it that time, were all together throughout the entire season. Like, it was a core four sticking together to the end. And I like that because it felt like it was a nice group dynamic they had. This season, Dustin doesn't really stick with them a lot, and that was one thing I had. Here, next race. That was probably half of Season 2 as well, is that it felt like the characters were separated a lot of the time. But that being said, Dustin is able to stand up really well on his own. Like, I don't know how to pronounce his last name. I'm not even going to try to pronounce his last name because I know I'm going to butcher and I don't want to do that. But Gaten is an incredible actor, and he like, just all the actors on the show are incredible. Like, there isn't a bad actor on the show. They all do such an incredible job. And Millie Bobby Brown is, without a shadow of a doubt, the best actor in the entire show. Like, she is absolutely incredible. Oh, that's something. She's not as, like, her English isn't as broken as it was in the first season. I guess just she's learning to speak more proper now, like, rather than just speaking in short, contrived sentences, because of course she was a laboratory experiment. But that was a nice touch that I appreciated, just to show that she's growing, she's adapting to living, you know, like a normal person. I appreciate that touch. Whoever was like, yeah. So she's the best actor, but they're all incredible. Like, there isn't a bad actor in the show. So to say that, to single one of them out, like I say, except for Millie Bobby Brown, because she is far and away above them all, would be unfair. But what I was getting at there is that because Dustin is so entertaining to watch, and because of how well he works off with his new sidekicks, and not his new sidekick, but the characters that he interacts with, like, he doesn't feel like it's missing anything. I had the thought in the back of my mind, like, man, I wish the four were back together again. And they do reunite towards the end, but for most of the season, Dustin doesn't really get to spend a whole lot of time with the rest of the party, which is unfortunate. But like I said, his storyline is just as enjoyable as the rest of them, so I'm fine with that. I have nothing but praise. The only complaints I had, like I said, are the first two episodes, the fact that the core four isn't together a whole lot, and is there another thing that I could point out? No, I don't really think so. I don't really have any other complaints, I don't think. Oh, there is one thing. This is a positive, that the CGI and the visual effects on the monsters and all that were astounding. Like, far and away, infinitely better than the first season, which isn't to say the first two seasons were bad, because they were actually really, really strong visual effects. But this season was a whole other thing. That being said, there are a couple shots that I noticed and I'm thinking, okay, that's very obviously CGI. Like, that's so obviously fake, it almost hurts to watch. But most of the season was not like that, so just a couple, like a quarter of a point gets knocked down from that. Overall, absolutely incredible season. If you watched the first two episodes and decided you didn't want to watch the rest of them, trust me, I don't blame you. I was in the exact same position as you, but trust me, the rest of the season is so well worth it for you to watch. So definitely go finish. If you started and stopped, definitely go finish it. It is absolutely worth it, and it's the second best season behind season 1. So that is my review, if you want to call it that, for Stranger Things season 3. You got first place. Duh? How? How did I do that? I finished second in the... But I'm not gonna complain. No complaints here. I'm surprised, but I'm not gonna complain. You won a trophy in the 150cc Star Cup. Congratulations, you can now play the 150cc Special Cup. You won the Star Cup on 150cc. Congratulations, you've unlocked a small bike, the Quacker. And that's it for this episode of Mario Kart Wii. So thanks for watching. Stay tuned for next time. I hope to catch you all tomorrow for some more Mario Kart Wii. Goodbye.